I oftentimes speak about how much I have a very strong hatred or disdain toward religion or Christianity. And I think from a lot of perspectives, it comes across as maybe like bitter or, I don't really know. But from the perspective that I hold, it's a construct that within humanity has caused countless people, including myself, endless amounts of pain, endless amounts of trauma, and it's caused so many people to get disconnected from what God actually is, which is love. And that's distorted through the lens of what Christianity tends to teach people. It's something that countless people have been killed over, countless people have killed themselves over, and countless people have been, I can't even begin to state, outcasted or othered, or like it's something that's caused so much pain. Religion in general, but I guess in specifically my case, the constructs that Christianity has people, or monotheism. I'd say monotheism especially, but Christianity has given to my experience. And the crazy part is when Christians or other people hear this, they immediately, their first response is something along the lines of, I want to simply be how I am. I want to sin. There are so many aspects of them just simply assuming that this perspective that I hold comes from any level of not wanting, not desiring, not actually having a want to adhere to certain principles that this construct holds, when in reality it's a direct inability. It's not possible for me to adhere to what this is. From the perspective that I hold, it's almost like trying to say that if I were to open this car door, it's not going to open. If I were to move my arm, then my arm is not moving. For me to then sit here and say that I respect and that I can adhere to certain constructs that Christianity teaches and pushes onto people. And there have been countless gay people, including myself, who've been told that what we do is a lifestyle, it's a choice, that we have a decision, that it's a sin. There are so many different paradigms that get pushed onto people because of quite frankly, barbaric teaching of how the human construct is supposed to be experienced. When I say that this alone has like tainted and fucked up the relationships that I've had with countless individuals, including the people that I love the most. And I can't even, the worst part is understanding what I understand, I don't even hold it against them. Because how can you, when you are raised to think that if you were to even question this authority that you've been taught has absolute dominance over your experience, how can I then hold any anger or frustration to the ones that I love when they have the genuine fear that their safety for eternity is at jeopardy if they were to then even question the constructs that they were then forced under, the constructs that they were indoctrinated under? So it's insane because I can't necessarily be mad at the people that follow these constructs. It's very frustrating to deal with, but I can't necessarily be mad at these people because this is what they are taught. This is what they believe. This is what they have had, and especially with how law of attraction and reality works, this is what reality has reflected back to them to be truth as and as something that is absolute, that there's something that there is no room to kind of question or judge or to have a different perspective on. And the craziest part is, again, every single Christian has a different perspective. So that's like the most paradoxical statement that I have to make about that. It's not necessarily that Christianity is an objective thing, because there isn't. There's nothing objective about Christianity. Because if you're going to ask any Christian from one to the other, there's going to be a different perspective that's held from one Christian to the other about how they should follow the Bible and how the Bible should be interpreted, even if they're all looking at the exact same version of the Bible. And this extends from Christians who go to church, from pastors to theologists to everybody and everything in between who has had an interaction with this piece of literature. And I say this to state that it's simply not an objective perspective to hold. And it's something that, as a result of people and their attempts to attain, a connection to something that they deem higher, and from what they're understanding, their success in doing so. Because again, how reality works, you get a direct experience of whatever you wholeheartedly believe. And when you are deeply ingrained or indoctrinated and taught from the time that you can even, before you're even able to form your first words, that there is this higher external power outside of you that is going to judge you and going to do these things to you. It becomes almost impossible from your perspective to then even fathom that there's another experience to be had. And had I not been somebody who was born gay and had not had the experience of knowing that I had absolutely, absolutely no choice in this experience, I wouldn't be able to, I think, have been able to broke away from these constructs. Because even as I was growing up, this is something that was, even as I'm still talking right now, there's so many constructs within Christianity that I'm still deconstructing from and having to break away from, and having to realize that there is no, at least, external version of God that I should be seeking after. Much less people who don't have the life that I have to know the things that I know. So I can't hold it against other individuals when they can't hold the perspective that I do. It's not, it hurts and it sucks and it's painful, but there's nothing that I can do knowing what I know to be angry at the individuals who hold the perspectives that they do, as fucked up as the perspectives that they hold are. Christianity has killed so many people. Religion has killed so many people, all in the name of trying to say that this is what God is. It's harmed, it's ostracized, it's excommunicated, it's pushed so many people out from simply just existing as they are. And the crazy part is that's the exact opposite of everything that I've come to understand God to be. For people to even fixate their mouth to say that this is a sin to love another person is such a fucked up thing. From I can't even fathom it. It's like, and then what happens is they are so, again, right, it's such a danger to this individual, whoever is holding these beliefs, to then even fathom holding another perspective, that they have to come up with another reason as to why another person is incorrect. Because if they were to then acknowledge that another person is, right about the things that they are saying, even when it comes to, me being gay, or another person when it comes to, this being not biblically accurate, or this or that, then it almost, it like shatters the foundation that their entire reality is built upon. And as somebody who's had that, as somebody who wasn't even fully Christian, right? I haven't been a Christian for like almost 10 years. And through the spiritual awakening and the experiences that I had, for those things to have shattered my reality to such a heightened degree, to such a level in which I can't even begin to state to another individual. I can't think about somebody who has their entire mind, their entire being, their entire soul poured towards this being a reality, this being what is the truth for them to then be met with something that is the opposite. So it's difficult. It's impossible from the perspective that I hold, especially knowing that reality always gives you what you believe, to then be, and it sucks. I do get frustrated. I do hold a lot of hatred towards, I would say, Christianity and religion itself, but I cannot be mad at the people who are following these constructs, because they are very, for the most part, well-intended people who've just gotten a very distorted message and idea of what, God or creation is. And you can't fault somebody for having the genuine fear for their safety and reacting and trying to survive under what those, or what that construct is. And even now, there are going to be people who I'm pretty sure might see this video either now or in the future, who are Christians, who might necessarily, or who might fight against the things that I'm saying, because they don't have the ability to even, again, comprehend or understand what I've gone through. And I can't hold it against them. Everybody is where they are on their journey, and I've just come to accept that. And what I've come to understand is not everybody is meant to go down the path that spiritualists go down. Not everybody is meant to experience these things. Not everybody is meant to know these things, because sometimes not sometimes, many times, most times from what I've seen, it's a very painful and difficult path. And honestly, I wouldn't wish this shit on, I wouldn't say my enemies, but I wouldn't wish this shit on most people. I would much rather stay in the ignorance and bliss of a construct that allows me to not know the truths that I've come to know and have to experience. But maybe that perspective in the future will change. But either way, I didn't plan on making this video, much less it being 10 minutes, so peace and blessings, and I hope you guys have a great day.